Good morning, everyone. Down to the which is dead source water analysis on NIO Incorporated. These are stocks starting from the 1 week time frame. Typically, when we start our analysis, what we do is we start by identifying our zones, which are support and resistance levels on higher time frame. So whenever we have a zone, whenever we have support and resistance on higher time frame, those regions are known as zones. So the first thing that we do as we start our axis is to identify our zones. Or simpler words, identify our support and resistance levels of higher time frames. So wherever we have a support level, a resistance level, the support and resistance level and the resistance and support level, we collectively call all of these regions zone, and usually identify them on the weekly, daily, and monthly time frame. So now as we've identified our zones, the next thing for us to do is to identify our trend lines. And then, so we identified our zones, the next thing we'll do is to identify our trend lines. After that, we'll go down to the daily time frame. Or to the same frame. Go down to the daily time frame. We'll identify our daily source, our daily support and resistance levels. And then we'll also see if we can draw any trend lines. So on the 1 week time frame, we can draw a trend line like this. On the unknown time frame, we can draw a trend line like this. This is our weekly trend line. Can also draw that trend line like this. This is our weekly trend line. Alright, now let's go down to the daily time frame. Okay, so we did the time frame of the same thing that we just did, which is to identify our zones, identify any potential trend lines. So let's identify our zone. That's here already have a daily zone. So as you can see, crashing support on this downloads. I have another daily zone here. We have another daily zone here. At this region we have resistance that became support. And then we have a daily trend line like this. Or it mostly fits in with your weekly trend line that I already drew. Then we have another daily zone here. So whereas we've identified all of these, the next thing for us to do is to identify our trend origin. So identify our trend origin, be able to tell. So where is our trend origin? Our trend origin is here. So where does this count as our trend origin? This counts as a trend origin very simply. Price was going up at max. Positive crash, not impulse. Then after getting to this point, price came down and broke that structure, and the fact continued. Bearish. That crash, see, correction. From that NIO box. So let's mark out our market structure. Our swing guys and our shoes. Since this is a down trend, swing guys and sweepers. Be referred as can be referred to as highs on the backwards. So that's a lower high. Right here we have a lower. Here we have another lower high. What should be our presumed lower high. So from this point that price is currently at, we're expecting price to give us a new bearish impulse, meaning I already expected to take a sell off of this point. And I already expected to take a sell off of this point, probably to around this level. Something like this. Now let us go here. Go down to the 4-hour time frame and see if there are any common patterns that appear within these two blue boxes. If indeed there are any common patterns that appear within these two blue boxes, we're only waiting to see them in the most recent price action as our entry for this daily trade. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to enter the trade. Okay, so what I see here. Switching to the light charts, I see an M pattern here. So we have an M pattern. This. Coming here, what do I see? Switch to light charts. What do I see? This blue. If I switch to light chart, it looks slanted range. Price poked out of this range. And even at the point that price poked out of this range, we have something that kind of looks like an M pattern, but the difference between the two legs is too high, it's too much for us to consider it to be a proper M pattern. So this is simply a downward slanted range for a correction. Maybe it's just simply time for price to reverse. Either way, what I spotted is an M pattern. So if I can spot an M pattern at this level, I'll be able to sell the trade with great confidence. If I don't spot an end pattern, and if I instead spot a rectangular range, as you can see from previous price action, the rectangular range is not followed up by stronger bearish movement, but the rectangular range is the bearish movement. So that's it for top bottom analysis on NIO Incorporated.